Hi guys! Welcome to Cup of Teach. This time, we're going to discuss the 6 trigonometric ratios. Let us consider triangle ABC, and the sides are side A, side B, and side C. So let us determine the opposite side, the adjacent side, and the hypotenuse. So when we say adjacent side, the adjacent side is the non-hypotenuse side that is next to the given angle. At ang hypotenuse naman is the longest side. Let's say ang ating reference angle ay angle A. So, ang opposite side natin ay yung side A. At ang ating hypotenuse ay yung side C because that is the longest side of the given triangle. And side B is the adjacent side. Kasi this is the non-hypotenuse side which is next to the given angle. Let's say ang ating reference angle naman ay angle B. So, ang opposite side natin yung side B. At ang ating hypotenuse ay yung side C because that is the longest side. At ang ating adjacent ay yung side A. The trigonometric ratios are actually ratios formed from the side of a right triangle. So, ibig sabihin, ginagamit lang natin siya sa right triangle. So, let us consider this right triangle and the given here is the theta. So, yung theta na to, ito yung gagamitin natin mamaya para sa ating reference angle since ito lang ang given na angle. So, let's have here the three basic trigonometric ratios are the sine, cosine, and tangent. So, ito yung tatlong basic trigonometric ratios na kailangan nating tandaan. And for an angle theta, these functions are defined as follows. So, ang ating reference angle ay yung angle theta. So, let's have here the opposite side. So, kung ito ang ating theta, ito ang ating opposite side. At ang ating adjacent, yung katabi ng angle. So, since ito yung reference angle natin, therefore, ang adjacent natin ay nandito sa baba. Hindi yung longest side. Kasi the longest side of the right triangle, we call that the hypotenuse. Palaging tandaan, yung hypotenuse natin ay opposite siya ng right angle. So, let's have here the functions. The first one is sine theta. So, sine theta, theta ang ginamit natin because that is the reference angle. Or, we can write this as sin theta for the abbreviation. That is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. And then we have here the cosine theta, or that is cos theta. So, pag binasa siya, cosine theta pa rin siya. Is equal to adjacent side over the hypotenuse. And the last one is the tangent theta, that is equal to tan theta. So, kapag binasa siya is tangent theta pa rin. That is equal to opposite side over the adjacent side. And we have also here the reciprocal ratios of the three trigonometric ratios. So, etong tatlo na to, meron siyang reciprocal. So, ano-ano ang mga reciprocal nila? Kapag sine theta, we have here cosecant theta, or that is CSC theta. So, kapag binasa pa rin, ay cosecant pa rin. That is equal to hypotenuse over opposite side. Next is the reciprocal of cosine. We have here secant theta. And that is sec for the abbreviation, theta. So, kapag binasa siya ay secant theta pa rin. That is equal to hypotenuse over the adjacent side. And the last one is the reciprocal of tangent theta. That is cotangent theta. Abbreviation natin dito ay cot. Pero kapag binasa natin to ay cotangent theta, that is equal to adjacent side over the opposite side. So these are the reciprocal ratios of the three trigonometric ratios. So palagi lang tatandaan yung three basic trigonometric ratios. Kasi kapag natandaan tong tatlo na to, matatandaan nyo na rin yung reciprocal ratios niya. So, para hindi natin makalimutan ang three trigonometric ratios, kailangan lang natin tandaan yung mnemonic word na SOH CAH TOA. So, meron tayo tatlong acronyms para dito sa mnemonic word. The first one is SO, next is CAH, and the last one is TOA. So, meron niyang mga meaning. So, let's have here SO. Para sa meaning na SO, that is sign for the S, and then we're going to use the angle theta for the reference angle. At yung O natin, that is opposite side. At ang H naman natin is the hypotenuse. So, let's go to the acronym CAH. So, the acronym CAH, the meaning of C is cosine theta. That is equal to A, that is adjacent side over the hypotenuse. And the last one is the acronym TOA. And the meaning of this acronym is tangent theta for T, O for the opposite side, and A for the adjacent side. So, palagi lang natin tandaan ang SOH CAH TOA mnemonic. Let us consider triangle ABC and the sides are side A, side B, and side C. So, kunin muna natin ang ating reference angle. So, ang reference angle natin dito ay yung angle A. So, kung ang angle A ang ating reference angle, ang opposite side natin yung side A. At ang ating hypotenuse ay palaging yung opposite ng right angle. And this one is the adjacent, yung katabing side ng angle or yung katabing side ng reference angle. So, this time, kukunin naman natin ang 6 trigonometric ratios. So, bakit 6? Yung tatlong basic trigonometric ratios at yung tatlong reciprocal niya. Kaya naging 6. So, kunin muna natin ang 3 basic trigonometric ratios. So, palagi nating gamitin ang ating mnemonic word na SOH CAH TOA. So, we have here, the first one is SO. So, that is sine A. So, ang gagamitin natin dito na angle ay A kasi that is reference angle. Yung kaninang ginamit natin ay theta kasi theta ang ating reference angle. So, this time, A naman. So, sine A is equal to O at saka H. So, ang O natin is opposite over the hypotenuse. So, that is equal to A over C using yung side ng ating right triangle. Next is CAH. So, that is cosine A is equal to adjacent over the hypotenuse. And that is equal to P over C. Next is TOA. So that is tangent A is equal to opposite over adjacent. And that is equal to A over P. So punta naman tayo ngayon sa reciprocal nito. So ang reciprocal ng sine A is cosecant A. That is equal to hypotenuse over opposite. So, kanina yung sine A natin ay opposite over hypotenuse. So, siya naman ay hypotenuse over opposite. And that is equal to C over A. Next is the reciprocal of cosine A. That is secant A. And that is equal to hypotenuse over adjacent. It is equal to C over B. And the last one is the reciprocal of tangent A. And that is equal to cotangent A. So, this is equal to adjacent over opposite. So, palagi lang titignan ang kanilang ratios. So, kung kanina dito ay opposite over adjacent, siya naman ay adjacent over opposite. And that is equal to B over A. So, napaka-importanteng tandaan ang ating mnemonic word na SOH CAH TOA kasi ito ang ating magagamit para ma-remind tayo kung ano-ano yung 6 na trigonometric ratios. So let us consider again yung triangle ABC and the sides are side A, side B, and side C. So ang reference angle naman natin ay yung angle B. So kung angle B ang ating reference angle, therefore ang ating opposite ay yung side B. At ang ating hypotenuse, palaging yung longest side opposite ng right angle. At yung adjacent natin, yung katabi ng ating reference angle. So this time, kukunin ulit natin ang ating 6 trigonometric ratios. tatlong basic at tatlong reciprocal. So, gamitin natin ang ating mnemonic na SOH CAH TOA. So, the first one is SO. So, that is sine B. So, this time gagamitin na natin ay B. So, sine B kasi that is the reference angle. Is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So, this is B over C. Kasi ito ang ating opposite at ito ang ating hypotenuse. Next is CAH. Cosine B is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. That is equal to A over C. Next is tangent B. That's equal to opposite over adjacent. So, this is equal to B over A. So, this time, yung reciprocal naman ng tatlong basic trigonometric ratios. Yung sine, that is cosecant B, is equal to hypotenuse over opposite, and that is equal to C over B. Next is reciprocal ng cosine B, that is secant B, is equal to hypotenuse over adjacent. And that is equal to C over B. And the last one, yung opposite ng tangent B, that is cotangent B, is equal to adjacent over opposite, and that is equal to A over B. Let's have here triangle ABC, and the sides are 3, 4, and 5. So, sabi dito, use the figure at the right in writing the 6 trigonometric functions of angle A and angle B. So, unahin nating reference angle yung angle A. So, kung angle A ang ating reference, ang ating opposite ay 3. At ang ating hypotenuse ay yung 5, yung longest side, opposite ng right angle. At ang ating adjacent, yung 4, yung side na katabi ng reference angle. Para makuha natin yung 6 trigonometric functions, kailangan natin gamitin ang ating mnemonic word na SOH CAH TOA. Yung SO, that is sine A. So, A na ang ating gagamitin kasi ito ang ating reference angle, is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. And ang ating opposite ay 3 at ang ating hypotenuse ay 5. Next is CAH. CAH is cosine A is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. At ang ating adjacent ay 4, ang hypotenuse ay 5. Next is TOA. That is tangent A is equal to opposite over adjacent. Ang ating opposite ay 3 at ang ating adjacent ay 4. So, meron na tayong tatlong basic trigonometric functions. So, punta tayo sa reciprocal nitong tatlo. So, ang reciprocal ng sine A is cosecant A. That is hypotenuse over opposite. Kasi ang ating sine A dito ay opposite over hypotenuse. Therefore, ang ating cosecant A ay hypotenuse over opposite. And that is equal to 5 over 3. Next is the reciprocal of cosine A, which is secant A. And that is equal to hypotenuse over adjacent. Kasi ang ating cosine A is adjacent over hypotenuse. So, reciprocal niyan, that is hypotenuse over adjacent. And this is equal to 5 over 4. Next is the reciprocal of tangent A, which is cotangent A. And that is equal to adjacent over opposite. Kasi ang tangent A natin ay opposite over adjacent. So, reciprocal nito ay adjacent over opposite. At ang ating adjacent ay 4. At ang ating opposite ay 3. So, let's go to the second reference angle. And that is angle B. So, kung angle B ang ating reference angle, therefore, ang ating opposite ay yung 4. Yung hypotenuse natin, the same pa rin, which is 5, kasi yan ang longest side, opposite ng right angle. At eto na ngayon ang ating adjacent, yung side na katabi ng reference angle. So, gamitin ulit natin ang ating mnemonic word na SOH CAH TOA. So that is sine B. So, this time, ang gagamitin naman natin ay B. Kasi, ang reference angle natin dito ay angle B. So, sine B is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Ang opposite natin dito ay 4 at ang hypotenuse natin ay 5. Next is CAH. Cosine B is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Ang adjacent natin ay 3, ang hypotenuse natin ay 5. Next is TOA. Tangent B is equal to opposite over adjacent. Ang opposite natin ay 4, ang adjacent natin ay 3. So, eto na yung tatlong basic trigonometric functions. So, punta tayo sa reciprocal nito. Sin B, ang reciprocal niya ay cosecant B. And that is equal to hypotenuse over opposite. That is equal to 5 over 4. Ang cosine B, the reciprocal of that is secant B. And that is equal to hypotenuse over adjacent. Ang hypotenuse natin ay 5 at ang ating adjacent ay 3. Next, reciprocal ng tangent B is cotangent B. And that is equal to adjacent over opposite. Ang adjacent natin ay 3 at ang ating opposite ay 4. Let's have here another example. Find the 6 trigonometric functions of theta in the right triangle. So, ang reference angle natin dito ay yung theta. So, kung ang reference angle natin dito ay theta, therefore, ang ating opposite ay yung square root of 5. At ang hypotenuse natin ay yung 13, that is the longest side. Ang 12 natin dito is the adjacent. So, let us use again yung ating mnemonic word na SOH CAH TOA to get the 6 trigonometric functions. So that is sin theta. So, theta ang gagamitin natin kasi that is the reference angle. Is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So, ang opposite natin ay square root of 5. Ang hypotenuse natin dito ay 13. Next is CAH. That is cosine theta. Is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So, ang adjacent natin ay 12 at ang ating hypotenuse ay 13. Next is TOA. That is tangent theta is equal to, ang opposite natin ay square root of 5 at ang ating adjacent ay 12. So, meron na tayong tatlong basic trigonometric functions. So, punta naman tayo sa reciprocal nito. So, ang reciprocal ng sin theta is cosecant theta, which is equal to 13 over square root of 5. So, kung kanina ay sin theta is equal to square root of 5 over 13, so reciprocal lang nito, that is 13 over square root of 5. So, this time, ang ating denominator ay may radical. Therefore, kailangan nating mag-rationalize para masimplify natin to. So, multiply the numerator and denominator by square root of 5. So, 13 times square root of 5, that is 13 square root of 5. Then, 5 or square root of 5 times square root of 5, that is square root of 25. At ang square root ng 25 is 5. Therefore, ang ating final answer is 13 square root of 5 over 5. Next is the reciprocal of cosine theta is secant theta, that is equal to 13 over 12. Kasi yung cosine theta natin dito ay 12 over 13, kaya siya ay 13 over 12. Next is the reciprocal of tangent theta, which is cotangent theta, which is equal to 12 over the square root of 5. Kasi ang ating tangent theta ay square root of 5 over 12, so reciprocal lang nito, that is 12 over square root of 5. So, ang ating denominator ay nakaradical, kinakailangan nating mag-rationalize. Pag nag-rationalize tayo, mag-multiply lang tayo kung ano ang denominator ng given na fraction. So, multiply the numerator and denominator by square root of 5. So, 12 times square root of 5, that is 12 square root of 5. Square root of 5 times square root of 5, that is equal to square root of 25. At ang 25 ay perfect square. So, ang square root ng 25 ay 5. Therefore, ang ating final answer ay 12 square root of 5 over 5. Let's have here another example. Find the other trigonometric functions of theta if theta is an angle in a right triangle. So, ito ang ating theta. At ang given dito ay sin theta, which is equal to 40 over 41. Sa ating mnemonic word na SOH CAH TOA, ang SO that is sin theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Therefore, ang 40 ay opposite, ang 41 is hypotenuse. So, i-label lang natin to. Kung ito ang ating theta, therefore, or reference angle, ito ang ating opposite. So, dito ang 40. At ito ang ating hypotenuse, the longest side, opposite ng right angle. So, dito natin ilalagay ang 41. Pagkatapos, kukuhanin natin yung other trigonometric functions. Pero, sa case na to ay kulang pa tayo ng isang side, yung measure ng isang side. So, paano natin kukuhanin ito? Since ang given ay right triangle, therefore, gagamit tayo ng Pythagorean theorem para makuha natin ang missing side. So, sa Pythagorean theorem, sabi dito ay c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So, yung c natin dito is the hypotenuse. Ang a at saka yung b natin dito ay yung legs ng ating right triangle. So, ang c natin ay 41 by substitution. We will have now 41 squared is equal to, ang a natin is missing kasi that is the shortest side, plus 40 squared. So, that is our b. Then, simplify natin ang 41 squared, that is 1,681. We just copy yung a squared natin plus yung 40 squared natin, that is 1,600. Then, to solve for a, transpose natin tong 1,600 dito sa left side. So, pag nag-transpose tayo, automatic na magbabago siya ng sign. So, magiging negative na to. So, we will have now 1,681 minus 1,600. That is equal to a squared. So, subtract natin itong dalawa. That is 81 is equal to a squared. So, since ang kukuhanin natin is the measure ng side A lang, hindi siya dapat naka-squared. So, kinakailangan natin kuhanin ng square root ng both side para masimplify natin itong a squared. So, we will have now, the square root of 81 is equal to the square root of a squared. So, yung 81 natin ay perfect squared at yung a squared natin ay perfect square na siya. Kasi yung index natin dito na 2 at yung exponent natin ay divisible na siya sa ating index. So, simplify na natin itong square root of a squared, that is a. At ang ating square root ng 81 ay 9. So, therefore, ang side A o itong side na to ay 9. So, kumpleto na yung measure ng sides ng right triangle. Therefore, makukuha na natin yung other trigonometric functions. So, meron na tayo ditong sine theta. Punta na tayo sa cosine theta. So, sa cosine theta natin, using yung ating mnemonic word na SOH CAH TOA, ang cosine theta natin is CAH. That is adjacent over hypotenuse. So, ang adjacent natin ay 9. Palaging tandaan yung katabing side ng ating reference angle. This is the non-hypotenuse side. At ang ating hypotenuse ay 41. So, that is why we have here 9 over 41. Next is TOA. So, that is tangent theta is equal to opposite ay yung 40 at ang ating adjacent ay yung 9. So, that is why we have here 40 over 9. Then, let's go to the reciprocal. So, ang reciprocal ng sine theta natin ay cosecant theta. And that is equal to 41 over 40. Kasi ang ating sine theta dito ay 40 over 41. So, reciprocal lang yan. That is 41 over 40. Next is the reciprocal of cosine theta, which is secant theta. And that's equal to 41 over 9. Next is tangent theta. The reciprocal of that is cotangent theta, which is equal to 9 over 40. Let's have here another example. Tangent theta is equal to 24 over 7. So, identify lang natin yung 24 at saka yung 7 kung ano ba sila. Sa ating mnemonic word na SOH CAH TOA. So, TOA, tangent, is equal to opposite over adjacent. So, ibig sabihin yung 24 ay opposite at yung 7 ay adjacent. So, i-label natin siya sa given na right triangle. Ito ang ating reference angle. Therefore, opposite niyan, that is 24. Ang adjacent natin ay sabi ay yung side ng katabi ng ating reference angle. So, kung ito ang ating reference angle, dalawang side ang katabi niya. Ito, tsaka ito. Pero, ang adjacent side ay yung non-hypotenuse side. Ito yung pinakamahabang side ng triangle. Therefore, ito yung hypotenuse. At ito ang ating adjacent. So, meron pa tayong missing na isang side dito, yung hypotenuse. Para makuha natin ang measure nito, since ang given dito ay right triangle, therefore, gagamitin natin ang Pythagorean theorem. So, we will have now c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. By substitution, ang a natin ay 7, ang b natin ay 24. Therefore, we will have now c squared is equal to 7 squared plus 24 squared. Simplify natin, c squared is equal to 49 plus 576. Add natin itong dalawa, c squared is equal to 625. So, para masimplify natin yung c squared, kasi kinakailangan ay c lang, kailangan natin kuhanin ang square root ng both sides. So, square root ng c squared is equal to the square root of 625. So, yung exponent na 2 ay divisible na sa index na 2. Therefore, pwede na natin siyang cancelin. Kaya ang matitira na lang dito sa left side natin ay c. At yung 625 ay perfect square. At ang square root nito ay 25. Therefore, ang ating hypotenuse ay 25. So, makukuha na natin yung other trigonometric function. So, let's have here SOH for the sine. Theta is equal to opposite natin ay 24, hypotenuse ay 25. Next is CAH. Cosine theta is equal to ang adjacent natin ay 7 at ang hypotenuse natin ay 25. Next is TOA. Ang TOA natin ay given. That is tangent theta is equal to 24 over 7. So, punta na tayo sa reciprocal. So, reciprocal nitong sine theta is cosecant theta. Kung ito ay 24 over 25, so yung ating cosecant theta ay 25 over 24. Next, yung reciprocal ng cosine theta, which is secant theta, is equal to 25 over 7 kasi ang ating cosine theta ay 7 over 25. Next is the reciprocal of tangent theta, which is cotangent theta. So, tingin tayo dito. Ang ating tangent theta ay 24 over 7, therefore, ang ating cotangent theta ay 7 over 24.
Thank you for watching. That's it for this video. If you learned something here, don't forget to like and subscribe to Cup of Teach. See you on the next lesson. Bye!